everybody's touching you. No, there was one touch that was a little different than the rest. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
That's the sensitivity.
Yeah.
Man, we got somewhere to be. Oh, y'all, that's y'all schedule.
Yeah.
Like, I don't,
Boom.
bro, I'm
Right.
good. I just want to know who touched me. You know, most people like, we're going to miss the plane, but who touched me?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, we're going to miss it, but who touched me? Like, we got to grow ourselves to the point to where, like, yo, if bro is so stuck on who touched him, we need to figure out who touched him.
Right.
Stop trying to unconvince people, trying to convince people that their sensitivity to the little things aren't big spiritual things. You know? And you find out that my sensitivity to the small things reveals the big things. That's maturing. You know? Like, man, I didn't talk about this on Sunday, but this would be a good point in a deeper dive, right? There were so many points from Sunday that I didn't say, but like we talked about being able to distinguish maturity, distinguishing what you enjoy from what brings you joy, and understanding that, like, Paul was a writer, and the chains stopped a lot of things, but it actually produced more writing. He enjoyed, oh snap.
No,
he
you're good.
enjoyed walking and presenting in front of the people. The thing was, he was called to be a writer for God. So the chains produce more ministry for us, less ministry for them. He wrote 3 books in that prison because he had the time. 785-mile walking journey. You would think you got to walk every day without stopping. But he spent a season in prison and still arrived on time. Right? You know, all those things would cause us to flip out. You know, I'm using Paul for us to reference ourselves. You know, we would all call it a delay, but in what we would label a delay, being in prison, is what actually produced the greatest amount of impact his ministry would ever make. What the 3 books we're living out of were written in chains, and he had a long walk. You know, I'm saying that to say, like, what is God doing with your pause? Well, until you spend time with him, you won't know what he's doing with
Right. That's good.
But one thing we know about God is he don't waste time. Like, we just don't move into the time that he's given us. That's what we don't do. We think we think there's no such thing as wasted time. And honestly, we take so much responsibility for the power of our decisions. We don't understand his sovereignty, right?
Yeah.
Like, we literally think that, like, we got ourselves places that he doesn't want us to be. No, boss. Like, God can change the hearts and attention of men. Like, God is God, boss. Like, and I know we were talking about this leaders. It's not that God causes things, because God can't cause things, but he is allowed to stop whatever he wants to stop. So if he allowed it, there's something in it he wants you to move and see in, right? But you're so distracted by your credit score maybe going down. You're so distracted by all this other stuff that you can't even see. You know?
And
I'm saying that to say, because I've talked to a lot of people. I don't want people to think it's random, but I've talked to a lot of people who've had to foreclose, face foreclosure, face repossessions, and man, they then think that what God has for me, I messed up. No, boss. Like, that's not how it works. I've seen people be given cars.
Right.
I've seen people been given houses. I mean, like, boss, like that's irrelevant to God's operation in your life. Like, man, we're all living beyond our means. That's the truth.
That's where we're supposed to be. That's good. That's good. So I want to do this, just and hopefully this isn't like we're not circling around a point that was already made, but I think a point that was stated on Sunday that I want to bring back into this week is Paul's statement of a secret to living, like Paul's secret to living, and how he dropped the line, he dropped the bar, he gave it to us, and then how can we pick it up and be walking by this same secret to living today?
Oh, you want me to read them, or you want me to? What you want me to do?
That's nice. Yes, sir. You can read them.
And I would say that was the key, right? We'll get to it, but it's to. There's actually more than I said on Sunday, but to get to the secret to living. The first one was reflect on his goodness. But key reflection on his goodness will always cause what's holding you to fail from what's hindering you. And why are we reflecting? And reflecting is something we've been saying, but now let's mature a little bit, put a little bit more on it. We're reflecting to source his goodness. Like when we start to source properly,
right?
We reverence properly. We worship properly when we source properly. We've been sourcing bad. Like we've been saying people been doing things, or even I've done things, or I make this happen. When you reflect not to see what you've done or what they did, but to see how he did it all.
Right. That's good.
And you reflect until you can see his sourcing and what happens. Why? Because that creates worship out of you.
Yeah.
That washes you.
Right.
That cleans you.
That's good.
That gets you to see him in your past, so that you can project him into your to your future. You know.
Can I say this just so, from my understanding, and maybe others will connect? When you say we're sourcing his good, it reminds me of, this may seem far, but this is how I'm processing it. When Jesus had that conversation with the lady at the well, and she made the statement, this is the well that our father Jacob dug. Are you greater than him? What I hear her saying too is God provided this well to Jacob. Are you saying that, and Jacob is Jacob, are you saying that you're so great that God provided something to you? And I think that in that moment, she was sourcing where the good came from, recognizing that, no, God provided this well to Jacob, and now we have it here. Are you saying that you're greater than Jacob and that God was providing you this living water?
You better
break
this thing down.
So
you better break this thing down. You better, that's my man over there. That's it.
Right, okay.
Because once you source it, you can't deny it.
Right. That's good.
Once you, and I get it, some people's past is so dim, you don't want to say that he was a part of it. I hate to tell you, he's been here the whole time, and he was there the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, it might just take some time for him to show you, but there's nothing like the person you'll become once you reflect and see him in everything you've went through.
That's good.
You like it fortifies you. I mean, just think of the woman at the well.
Right.
She technically, what is there to rejoice about?
Right.
Right. That he knows. Like,
right.
Like, there's nothing to be happy about. But her testimony is, I finally met somebody who knows me.
Knows me. That's
like
deep. That's good.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Told the whole city.
Yeah.
Not about the new house.
That's good.
Or a husband that now loves her. But I spent my whole life wondering if somebody knew me. And even though the person that he saw wasn't somebody I'm proud of, I'm glad he still saw me. Right?
That's good.
That's how powerful it is to reflect and allow him to show himself to you.
That's how powerful it is to sit
at the well.
At the well.
You know, I took that message like, whose well do you run to? You know, and making sure you're sitting at the right wells. You know, I'm not going to teach that whole message, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, that's important. When you're tired, whose well do you sit by? Right?
That's good.
You know,
So that's what we are being encouraged to do. Be more intentional about increasing the amount of time that we spend just sitting at that well and sourcing His good, and good practical exercises we prepare for 2024. Because
Can I do the next one?
You got it.
Right.
Yes.
Secret to living. Discovering what brings you joy, not just what you enjoy. That's huge, right? And it's a secret to living. I know the example I use, I think it's just very clear, is that many of us enjoy having our family around and eating at nice restaurants, but really that's what you enjoy. What brought you joy is being around your family.
Right.
And so it's important that we don't allow the additions to become the substance.
Yeah.
So when seasons change and you no longer can be with your family at a restaurant and y'all now are sitting down at a park in a picnic, eating for free, you don't think that God is not supplying, because all of the
all the
accompaniments have changed, that you can't see that the substance still remains.
That's good.
And so it's like, as believers, we got to realize there are things we enjoy, but there's things that bring us joy.
That's right.
You know, our family brings us joy. We enjoy taking our family on vacation, but the joy ain't in the vacation. The joy is in being in their presence. And it's so important that as a maturing believer that you can distinguish the difference. Like,
That's good.
Secret to living, so you can survive any season, right?
That's good. That's good. So you can survive any season. That's good. Good stuff. Thank you, Pastor Brian. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Pastor Lamar.
And I know many of them do.